This Good Morning Northwest morning spread is brought to you by Bill's Heating and Air Conditioning.
It is 6:53, time to get you ready for your Wednesday with the Morning Sprint.
Today is a weather alert day. As we've been telling you, Sydney Charles has a live look at some flight cancellations and delays.
Destiny Richards has taken a look at road conditions for your morning commute.
But right now, let's get to Mark Peterson telling us about the cold and some of those sub-zero wind chills, Mark.
It's a bit of a mess out there if you're going to be out walking around. In our first alert weather, we look at the 4 things you need to know. Going to be clouds and cold today, no doubt about it. It's the gusty northeast winds that have us under a weather alert day today and tomorrow. Single-digit wind chills all day long and cold, windy Thursday. Our winds gusting to 32 into the West Plains, blowing and drifting snow out there. 30 into the valley, those gusts, gust 23 over into Pullman. So everywhere you go, you're going to see that potential. Here's your hourly forecast. Temperatures into the teens throughout much of the morning, but sub-zero wind chills and then single-digit wind chills all day.
And this morning we have been driving all across the region, seeing mostly snow-covered roads and drifting snow along the roads as well. We've been from Spokane to Spokane Valley. We're in Cheney right now where there's a couple of light particles falling, but the roads are looking pretty much the same everywhere. Be careful with the snow-covered roads. They are definitely slick underneath. Be careful with stopping and going at intersections. And I-90, though, looks pretty damp and smooth.
And winter storms are causing turbulence for travelers across the U.S. today. 150 million Americans in 38 states are on alert because of a massive cross-country storm causing travel delays and power outages. According to FlightAware, more than 1,000 flights have been canceled within, into, or out of the U.S. this morning. And nearly 1,000 flights have been delayed this morning. And at the Seattle-Tacoma Airport, more than 40 flights have been canceled for the day. The National Weather Service says the winter storm conditions will last until midday Friday. Moderate, major, and extreme winter weather impacts are expected from the West Coast to New England.
Well, 3 people are dead, buried in an avalanche on Kolchak Peak near Leavenworth. The Chelan County Sheriff's Office says deputies received a call for search and rescue Sunday. 6 climbers were on the mountain when one of them triggered that avalanche. Crews will try to recover the bodies in the next couple of days.
The possibility of moving Spokane City Hall to a new building is bringing mixed responses from the community. City Council members say they have heard from the public and are committed to the city's continued investment in the downtown core. Spokane City Council President Brian Begg says it is unlikely City Hall will move out of downtown. He says some departments may move to a different building, including possibly the Premier campus in the East Central neighborhood. A committee will continue the study for space utilization and feasibility with hopes for a final decision by early summer.
Liberty Lake City Council will have to wait to find out who has the final say regarding books in its libraries. An ordinance, if passed, would give the City Council the final say on all 16 policies the Library Board has control over. Some people say this discussion started because of a decision the Library Board made to have final say on books that are challenged. Everyone who spoke publicly about the ordinance at last night's council meeting was against it. To read more about what the Liberty Lake City Council discussed last night, head to KXLY.com.
President Biden meets with NATO allies of the eastern flank today. He is expected to reassure those allies that his administration is on high alert for any threats that may be spurred by Russia's war. And sources say the U.S. believes Russia carried out a test of an intercontinental ballistic missile Monday, but it appears that launch failed. News of the missile launch comes on the heels of President Biden's speech in Poland, where he vowed the U.S. and its allies will not waver.
The parents of the WSU freshman who was found dead in his dorm room last month say hazing is a possible reason for his suicide. The coroner ruled Luke Tyler's death was caused by acute intoxication due to combined effects of alcohol and an antidepressant. His parents released a statement saying, "We are continuing to work with the authorities to determine how, in a short 4 months during his first semester at WSU, Luke went from a positive, compassionate, and kind young man to having a depression so deep that caused him to take his own life."
Students from North Idaho College held a rally to help save their school. North Idaho College is at risk of losing accreditation after receiving a show cause sanction from their accreditor. That is the final step before accreditation is taken away. The NIC community gathered at the soccer field yesterday afternoon to fight for the future of the college. They know their school's accreditation is hanging by a thread, but they say it is worth saving. There is another meeting planned for tonight at the school. If you'd like more information about that, check it out. The story on KXLY.com. We are back with the final check of weather with Mark right after this quick break.